Let's speak about Nio, baby. It has been a while since we have covered this particular company on the channel. However, we do have quite a history. So today we're going to be speaking about Nio, giving you guys an update on the price action, some very interesting things that have happened over the last month or so. This here, Nio deliveries falling a little bit due to the semiconductor shortage that any EV investor will be aware of. A few other bits and pieces. It's been a while. So me personally, I am a Nio investor. I bought the majority of my shares in the $12 and $13 mark. So, you know, despite all of this volatility, we're still sitting pretty nice on our shares. And it's one that we did cover on the channel for a very long time. I think the first time I spoke about them, they were in the $6 or $7 range. So we've been speaking about them for a considerable period of time. We'll put it that way. Before they were really hyped. Before they ever hit above $60 a share, before all of this craziness really did begin to happen. And then EV stocks started to do insane, and a lot of the Chinese EV plays started to do insane. Li Auto as well, you guys will be aware. But this is what I want to speak about today. Nio deliveries falling. Recently announced a deal to potentially double their production. What that could mean given the figures we already have. And the fact that Citigroup actually came out today as of recording this and upgraded Nio to a buy. This is one of the more interesting things and partially why I wanted to make the video today. And then at the end, we will have a look through the price action. So my friends, right before we do get into today's video, before we speak about the one and only crazy ride that's been Nio, can I please ask you to hit that juicy like button? Maybe drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you've been doing with Nio. Have you been buying more? Did you buy a long time ago and are just holding on to them for the next 10 years? And please, my friend, if you are indeed new around here, consider hitting that juicy red subscribe button. Also, if you're interested in joining my private Discord group, that'll be the first link in the description, my friends. In there, you will get access to all of my buy and sell alerts. There's a juicy community in there. And if you'd like 2 free stocks on Webull, all you gotta do is hit the second link in the description, sign up, deposit $100, get some free money. So just to summarize what happened with Nio. Okay, deliveries fall 5.5% in May on semiconductor shortage, still up 95.3% year over year. So they delivered a total of 6,711 vehicles in May. In April, they delivered 7,102. In May, the company's vehicle delivery was adversely impacted for several days due to the volatility of semiconductor supply and certain logistical adjustments. Now, in regards to semiconductors, if you follow a single EV company out there, this would have been brought up in their last quarter's earnings call. Simply put, it's affecting the entire market, okay? So to me, seeing new deliveries fall 5.5% in May, it's not a bad thing at all. Given the current climate, given the current market, this isn't a bad performance from Nio whatsoever, considering the growth they have seen over the last year as well. There's a lot of guys doing a whole lot worse right now, we can put it that way. This chip shortage is a very real, very devastating thing at times, and Nio's handled it very well. The company, however, plans to accelerate the delivery in June to make up for the delays from May, based on the current production and delivery plan. And this is important because the company maintains and reiterates the delivery guidance of 21,000 to 22,000 vehicles in the second quarter of 2021. So, I mean, do some quick maths. They've delivered, what, about 13,800-ish? They're going to have a very good month, is essentially what they're reiterating here. To the realms of 8,000 to 9,000 deliveries this month, my friends. I hope they can do it. It's going to be a very good thing for the stock price if they can. If we go back, 2020 Q2 deliveries was at 10.3 thousand. Q3 2020, 12.2 thousand. Q4 2020, 17.3 thousand. And Q1 was 20,000. So you can see there has been this very nice consistent growth. And this is largely what, you know, led to people investing in Nio in the first place 6, 9, 12 months ago. And is what even 3 months ago got people investing. But we would really like to see the trend of that delivery growth continue. You can see that the percentage gain has gone down from Q4 2020 to Q1 2021. I don't think anybody's going to be too upset with that. I mean, that's a part of becoming a bigger company. The percentages, the compound growth does come down, but we still want to see nice growth. So now I do actually think that June is going to be quite important for Nio. They're going to have to perform massively. And the fact that it was the semiconductor shortage for the most part that led to not their best month, how are they going to fix that right now when this issue is still ongoing? That's what I'm waiting to find out. But despite this, okay, Citigroup comes out just today and upgrades Nio from neutral to a buy. Now, I'd like to point out they didn't really change the price target. Okay, the price target was 57.60 and it's now at 58.30. But the main thing is it went from neutral to buy. Now, a lot of analysts had similar expectations for Nio. There was several price targets in the 50s, mid 50s, etc. And then a lot of them changed to a neutral or sell rating when we went up high. And now the prices come back down. Nothing fundamentally particularly has changed as opposed to when we were up at these prices. Things have only actually gotten better. So that's why they will change from neutrals to buys, but without actually changing the price target. Because These guys are smart enough to realize that things haven't particularly changed. One thing they say, they expect Nio's monthly new order volumes in May to June to be 20 to 30% higher than the average monthly level in 4Q20 peak season. But that is what has to happen for Nio to hit their own goals. They believe this is a good re-entry point for the long-term investors, given the ongoing re-rating catalysts. They raised their 2021, 22, and 23 estimate sale volume to 90,000, 155,000, and 225,000. Now, this number here may seem quite high as of right now, given the month that we just saw. But Nio has very recently announced a deal to double its production. So if you actually have researched Nio and if you understand how the company works, you'll understand that they don't own a factory. Its vehicles are manufactured in a factory belonging to Chinese state-owned automaker JAC. Under the new deal with JAC, the factory will continue to build Nios for another 3 years through May of 2024. They also agreed to increase the manufacturing capacity of the factory to 240,000 Nio vehicles per year, or 20,000 per month. That will roughly double the production capacity available to Nio. That's triple what they sold this month. So when you see that deal, you can to an extent justify what Citigroup are saying here with their 225k deliveries 2023 estimates. It is a possibility. They have the means to do so. As long as the demand is there, Nio keeps growing as a business and as a brand, which is very important over in China as of this moment in time. They can definitely hit these numbers. One more thing I want to point out, this is a very small thing, but China 3-child policy aims to rejuvenate the aging population. Beijing says married couples may have 3 children, up from 2, after a recent census showed a rise in the percentage of Chinese aged 60 and above. All those people in 18, 20 years, they might want the new Nio. If you're a very long-term investor, I'm not even trying to be funny here, this genuinely could be a catalyst. Not just for Nio, but for a lot of other companies as well. Tesla springs to mind. So that's the main thing that's going on right now, okay? Not the best month, but it's not a devastating month by any means whatsoever. They got a nice upgrading from Citi. And now if we look at the price action, okay, so it's been some pretty crazy stuff going on. Again, I started speaking about Nio probably somewhere back here, sometime between June or July of 2020. And we followed it the whole time. I was in during this boring period of time. I remember, boom, our first nice jump up and we crashed right back down. Then we had a huge jump up, we came right back down. Shout out to anybody who remembers that. Then if I zoom in a little bit, this happened. We had a gap up. JPM up their price target. This gap up happened. And this is when Nio really started to make a move. And in my opinion, it changed to an extent. Because before this, the majority of people investing in Nio were investing in Nio. Then it became very much so a hype stock to an extent. Now, there's still a lot of people, myself included, who are invested in the company and plan on holding it for years and years. We can see the revenue, we can see the growth is right there in front of you. But there's no doubt in my mind that a lot of people got in it for the hype. JPM up their price target and we saw this gap up. We came down, but we never touched that gap. And then we started this huge upward move, okay? Another gap was created. I remember pointing this out and people telling me I was crazy. If I zoom out an awful lot, look what happened. Look what happened. Gaps get filled, my friends. People like, why aren't you buying Nio in the 40s and the 50s? I was like, well, I bought it in the 12s and the 13s. There's gaps left, right, and center. But if there's anybody who watched that video, I think it was a warning to Nio stock investors and left me a negative comment. This one's for you. So realistically, we hit those lows of about $30 a share. We bounced back up very quickly within a span of about 2 weeks to $40 a share. And for Nio, this is normal, a 30% week. Keep in mind, we made highs of about $67 in the past, so they're still down absolutely massively. I mean, there is to an extent still a downward trend. It's quite clear to see if you just see where I'm hovering my mouse. So depending on how June goes in the stock market in general, I think that one of 2 main options can play out. I think Nio genuinely can come all the way down and test the 25-ish mark if there's no catalysts. There's a gap there. We're in a downtrend quite clearly. The large majority of EV is. So I think that's a very real possibility that we could find ourselves in between these trend lines over the next month or 2 if things go badly. Do I think that's the likely outcome? Honestly, no. EV has been showing some signs of return and strength. Okay, we could see a double bottom here, but it was broken. We could see a double top here. If we can break through there, maybe we can test these 45s, 46s. I also think that when the June numbers come out, Nio is going to have performed very well, which will, again, be a catalyst. Keep in mind, guys, a month worth of these candles is just from here to here. It's not that much of the chart. So I think over the next few weeks, we're going to see lots of this. We're going to see some up here. We're going to see some down here. It's going to be all over the place. But ultimately, the Citi upgrade, I think, is going to an extent, push Nio stock price higher. And I think Nio themselves are going to perform this month in particular. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get a good piece of news from them. And I think they're going to push themselves up higher as well. And I'm hoping that they can break through the $45 mark relatively soon. But guys, that's my main update on Nio. Some interesting stuff going on. fine month for them. Nothing great. I do appreciate the fact that they upgrade us monthly, though, in all honesty. If you watch this video all the way till the end, you, my friend, are a true legend, and I really appreciate you being here from the bottom of my heart. Your support means the world to me. If you enjoyed the video, maybe took some value, some insight, could I please ask you to hit that juicy like button? Drop me a comment down below, and please, my friend, subscribe if you're new around here. And again, if you're interested in that private Discord group, that's the first link in the description. And if you like that free money, it's the second link, baby. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day. I'll see you for another video very soon. Peace.